What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Huey and welcome to my very first YouTube video. On this channel, I want to bring you all types of Call of Duty and Warzone tips and tricks to get better at the game. So what I got for you today is the best settings of Season 5 of Warzone. This is something that is one of the most important things you need to play this game. It'll help your game run really smooth and give you an advantage over all your opponents. If you like this video and want more content like it, please leave a like and subscribe. Let's get it. Screen. Some people use full screen borderless, but full screen is what helps your game runs the best. The display monitor, you want to use whatever monitor you're using. Same for the adapter. Your screen refresh rate, you want to make sure you choose the highest refresh rate that your monitor offers. Display resolution, you play either 1440 or 1080p, and the only difference is that like 1440p your game will look a little better, but your frames will be less. Versus in 1080p it will look a little worse, but your frames will be significantly more. So it's just whatever, basically whatever end your PC is on. If you have a mid to high range, you can try 1440, see if it works. Try 1080, see what's better for you. Dynamic resolution disabled, this doesn't matter because that's disabled. Aspect ratio automatic. Sync every frame. VSync, you want to have this off. You want to make sure VSync is disabled because this adds input lag to your game and will just make it run terribly. Your custom frame rate, I set a custom frame rate so that way your frames are more consistent and you can just get a better handling of your PC. So your gameplay custom frame rate, you just want to set this to like around the max of your monitor. So my monitor is 240, so I set my gameplay frame rate at 250 because I know that's the max I can get. And then my menu frame rate is 60, and this is really good because sometimes like if you've been playing for a little bit, your PC will start like dropping frames, and then the menu, if you know, like if your max is 60, currently like right now mine is 60. Like if for whatever reason I'm getting like 38, 40, then I know that my PC probably just needs to be like, my game just probably needs to be reset. So that's something I like to do. Out of focus on 30. Brightness is 56. That is something that's kind of like based off preference. So there's whatever brightness that you can see. Display gamma, if you're on a monitor on a TV, which you should be on 2.2, and then this NVIDIA highlights disabled, make sure that's disabled because that slows your PC down. And then reflex low latency boost, so if you're on a PC where like 90% of the time, pick enable, but in certain cases where your GPU is a lot better than your CPU, you might need to use enable plus boost. So that is my case, so I use enable plus boost. You can just try either one, but 90% of the time it's just enable, but for mine it's enable plus boost. Alright, so then field of view, I use 120. I play on affected. Camera movement, you want to make sure that your camera movement is on 50. Like you ever get like cluster strike and your whole screen's moving and stuff like this, you can't stop it from moving, but you can minimize it. So make sure that's on the least, on 50%. Render resolution on 100. I always recommend playing on 100 unless you're using like NIS. Streaming quality low. Texture resolution low. Texture filter high. Particle quality high. Bullet impacts disabled. Filmic strength, you want that on 1. DLSS on balanced. Depth of field disabled. World motion blur disabled, and weapon motion blur disabled. Shadow map resolution normal. Cache spot shadows enabled. Cache sun shadows enabled. These are two things that just help your game run a lot faster. Particle lighting low. Disabled. So for this interface, you can play, this doesn't matter, but the colorblind type, some people play like on different colorblind types. If you like it better, you can try them. A lot of people use this one right here, but I don't play with any of them on. This is important, the HUD. So like if you ever see like your map like on the corner of your screen, like this is what brings it in and pushes it out. So you want to play with it round 25, just so that way you don't have to look all the way to the edge of your screen for your UAV. So that's important, but you don't want to also put it on 0 because like different notifications, they will pop up right in the middle of your screen and get in your way. So I felt 25 is like a good medium for both of these. Mini map shape, you want it on square. Mini map rotation on enable. Show compass enable. This doesn't matter. Kill free duration. Now this I feel like is really important. A lot of people like aren't good at giving comms, and your kill feed duration is like, so once you get a kill or get a down or someone gets knocked, on your bottom left hand screen it'll pop up there, but it might be all the way down to disable or in 10 seconds, and it goes away so fast that no one knows. So now with mine on 20 seconds, I can look over there, it's up there for a good amount of time that I can figure out what's happening around me by just looking at my kill feed duration. So that's a thing people definitely need to use. Always for vehicle controls, none, doesn't matter. Close buy station on purpose. This is preference. I have mine on disabled just so that way I can just buy, like continually buy stuff, but that's preference. Default to first loadout item and drop. This is definitely on disabled. And I'm gonna make a video later to show why that's so important, but definitely put this on disabled. Text chat disabled, doesn't matter. Put your FPS counter just so you can monitor your frames. Server latency, put that on enabled, 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 and then the rest disabled. Your audio, I play on midnight mode. So a lot of people play on boost low, right? So boost low is the best to actually hear footsteps. So boost low has been proven to give you the loudest footsteps. The problem with boost low is that it also boosts a whole bunch of other stuff that you don't want. So like say if it's a cluster strike, the cluster strike would be super loud and it can drown out those footsteps. So the footsteps are usually only loud on boost low when there's nothing going on around you. Now midnight mode has a compression on it to where like cluster strikes and gunshots aren't loud, but footsteps, like the quieter sounds like that, are still caught. So midnight mode has been the best. Just play around with it because everyone's headset is different. So like some people play on boost, like I switch it up between boost and midnight mode sometimes. They're kind of the same thing. Boost is a little bit louder, but a lot of people play on boost high, boost low, even home theater. Just try out what's best for you. But for me, it's midnight mode. Master volume 100, music volume 0, dialogue 20. You want to have this on just so you can get like some type of audio cues, but just not too loud that it's like the guy screaming in your ear. Effects volume on 100, that's important because that is actually what controls footsteps the most. So make sure that's on 100. Cinematics on a 0. Juggernaut 0. Hit marker sounds, Modern Warfare, they just sound way better. Disable 100. Your speakers, whatever you're using. Voice chat enabled, whatever you're using. Voice chat volume, definitely change this based upon what you can hear. A lot of times like the comms can just get cluttered, so I play with mine's pretty low. Microphone volume on 100. And here are my controller settings. Play on tactical, default. Play on 0.2 minimum input dead zone. So you want to have this as low as possible. I really like to play with mine on 0, but my guy was just like moving a little too much. But this is like basically like if you just like take your hands off your controller, how like if your person will like move or not, or how much you have to move your left analog stick to make your person move, right? So my person was moving by itself, so I just put her to 0.2, and now like it just registers everything and he doesn't move when I'm trying to sit still. And then right stick input, you want to put this as high as you can without stick drift. And stick drift is just if you put your center in your cursor in the center of your screen, if it moves at all. So you just want to put this, keep moving this up until you don't have stick drift. And it will change. So sometimes if you get on and you have stick drift and you didn't have it yesterday, you might just have to move it up one. Left stick max input, you want to put this to 0.5. Right stick max 1. I play on 7.7. Custom sensitivity, I play with this on, and I feel like that's important because like you have different scopes on different guns and stuff. You want to play with your your custom sensitivity closest to 1 as possible. That's why most of my stuff is like basically 1. This is on 0.9 just because I felt this was what I was the most comfortable with. The 6 times scope, I have this on 0.65 just because like it's super zoomed in and it can add recoil. So if you put this down lower, you can't move it as fast. So that way you're more accurate. Dynamic response curve, controller vibration disabled. You want to make sure that's disabled because it doesn't help you. Have this disabled for now. Aim assist standard, scale aim assist disabled. ADS melee enabled. Hold. Contextual tap. Make sure you play on contextual tap. It will literally change your game. Enabled. Apply all. Tap. Auto move disabled. Single tap. Run. Auto attack sprint. And then disable. And the parachute, you really want to make sure that's disabled because like a lot of times people get flamed out of the air. You don't want to just be floating on top of people, especially in the sweaty lobby. And that is it.